going on, everybody? I'm going to be doing the spark plug wires on this video. As you can see, I got most of them done already. So I got one left, number 2 plug. I'm going to show you how to use this fancy little tool. Comes with the set, MSD. I got the complete wire kit here. So they came with the boots on them already as far as the plug side, but you got to essentially measure, cut, and press on the boot yourself for the distributor side, and that's so you could pretty much make it the length that you want it. They come pretty close to the size you need, but I'll show you here. Obviously a little bit of a difference. These are all the extra clippings, so some of them are a little bit longer than they should be, but nevertheless, we're on the last one, so I'm going to try to show you how to use it. I am doing this wrong, just so you guys know. You're supposed to have a vise. Why I don't have a vise, I have no damn clue. Something I really need to invest in, that as well as a press. But the way I've been doing it has been working, so I'm going to show you. I'll start off by getting this piece here. Getting the boot ready and the metal clip. I'll fold it down. What I like to do is take some pliers and just get it pretty much to the point where it can be fit into this tool here, because this tool is what's going to essentially crimp it. I'm going to slide it in like so. I don't know if you can see that. Slide it in. And then you take the other half, you're going to sandwich it in there. And this is where the vise comes in. Obviously, you'd put this in the vise, you'd squeeze it, give it a good tightening, and it would essentially just be the way it needs to be. But since I don't have one, like a dummy, I am going to use what I've been using, which is these bad boys, old school. And it works. Not as efficient, but it works. So what I've been doing is just putting it on the front and then just pressing down on something hard. So you hear that little pop? And when you pull it apart, not the prettiest crimp in the world, but it's on there. And some people usually put the boot on first, and then they'll slide down. Honestly, you can do it either way. I like to just slide it on after. It's usually not that hard. You can pre-lube it with like Vaseline or dielectric grease or fucking coconut oil. You know, whatever works for you, but you just want to push that boot on like so. Now you're good to go. Now, like I said, I pre-measured these. I left a couple of them a little longer. And the reason why is because I'm going to get all this sorted in the back. This is all cluttered, but I have it measured as far as over here. The headers, I wanted to save room for wrapping accordingly. Obviously, headers change the aspect of a lot of things. And then setting, the timing. I don't know exactly where it's got to be yet, so when I go to turn the distributor, it's obviously going to pull up some of that slack, and then I will have these all bundled up tightly, neat and clean, and that'll solve that issue. The kit also came with something pretty cool here. Came with this little, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess it looks like one of those things old people use for their shoes. But essentially what it is to get this little clip on here. You just push down and it just slides right on. I thought that was pretty cool. Now I'm sure some of you are looking at this, at least those of you who are Chevy people or, you know, old school Chevy people. You're probably looking at that firing order and notice something's weird about that, right? 187436654. Yeah. So this is a 4-7 swap cam. So the 4 and the 7 got swapped. Curious to see how this thing runs, but nevertheless, it can be a little confusing if it's something you're not used to. And obviously, if I sold this motor and didn't tell somebody, they'd probably look at that and be like, "What the hell?" But yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought it was pretty cool how that kit came with the little tool, and I'm sure some people have an actual, you know, like an actual crimp tool, which this isn't meant for that, but they do make crimp tools meant specifically for doing these. And I'm not talking about these cheap crimp tools, but it works for what I'm doing. It works. It does pretty good. I'm very impressed with it. So it's like one of those one-time and it gets broke and it throw it away kind of thing, you know. So it lived its life. It did what it had to do. But once I get all this buttoned up, really all I have left for this motor here, engine, is doing the plumbing. So I talked about that earlier, how I was going to run the vacuum pump and get the plumbing done for the fuel, all the fuel system and stuff. So that's going to be the next video, but just wanted to show you guys, get these plugs done. Thought it turned out pretty well. Oh, there is one last thing actually. Right here, I got a Power Master alternator. So when I ordered this, I thought there was a bracket that came with it, which there is a bracket out there. There is a mounting bracket for this. It's a little mini. There is a mounting bracket. The problem is that mounting bracket is for mounting on the front of the block, which would go where this plate is, essentially. It would go like right here somewhere. So there are brackets for it. As far as a bracket for a flat surface, I have yet to find one. So if anybody knows if any exist out there, let me know. But I have done some research. I called Summit, I called my local parts store, Gearhead, Speedway, you name it. I've just been online, just constantly checking, and they don't really make one for a flat surface, at least for that style alternator. So I'm gonna have to make one. I'm gonna have to, you know, do a little cutting and welding and pretty much get a flat surface style mount going for that alternator, and then I can run another belt, and then that'll be pretty much the front of the motor will be done. All we got left is that plumbing. So getting close, guys. See you in the next video.